Hey friends, it is 5 Minute Fridays with Vince. You guys know I love doing this with you. This is that segue from your work week into your weekend, giving you the opportunity to be able to kind of shift your mind into a different level, into a different place. Listen, I am currently right now out here in Duluth. I'm playing chauffeur, hanging out with some friends from out of town, and so I was driving through a parking lot and I saw this, and I had to just stop, and I called this one, it's coming back. And now the reason I call that is because while I was driving through this parking lot, I saw this building and I just had to stop. For those of you growing up, you remember seeing the catalogs, remember going to the store growing up as a kid. This place was tremendous. It held everything that you ever wanted. When I was a kid, I remember Toys R Us was the place you used to want to just spend time walking through the aisles, taking forever walking through there because you could figure out all the things that you wanted to take home, all the bikes, all the scooters, all the Legos, all the whatever it was that you wanted, they had it. Now, the reason I call this one It's Coming Back is for you, those of you who don't know, for a while there, Toys R Us went out of business. They closed all their doors. They had combined with Babies R Us, and they were for a while there. They were offering items for babies and for new families with new children, and just trying to find their niche to try to keep their doors open. Closed all their doors, and it was unique to see this location, this framework, this building. There's another one in North Lake it's just a shell. They took the letters off. The one that was in Stonecrest, they totally changed it and made it something. I think it's a furniture store now. But when I think about it, I think, man, what's amazing to me is that this place is still created for its function and its capacity. Now watch this. Coming this Christmas, there's already been news in the news about Toys R Us making and resurfacing, coming back to service and to be able to be a place for people to be able to buy. They're partnering with, I think they're going to be partnering with Macy's for some new locations to be able to be in. Now, I said that to say this. Isn't it amazing that even during the days when doors were closed, when there was nothing available, when there was no business or activity, that there was a remnant or a reminder, a place that was set specifically waiting for the intent return of said business. Now, I said that to say this. A lot of us should be the same way, that we should be an opportunity or a place. We should create a place or an atmosphere for the Lord to have a place to inhabit and dwell. The scripture says that he desires to inhabit the praise of his people. And I think that sometimes our praise is empty. Our praise is lacking because we're not expecting any activity. We're not looking for God to do anything. But I am encouraging you, you don't stop praising God or stop being active or doing what God's called you to do just because you don't see any activity. You do it with the anticipation of him coming. No matter if you don't hear the answer, if you don't see things working out, if it doesn't feel like it's going to happen. I'm reminded of how the three Hebrew boys, when they're answering the king, and they say, listen, king, we're not careful to answer you. If our God doesn't do it, we know that he can. There's some times where you just got to have, I know that God's going to do it, praise. And even when it feels like that there's no reciprocation, or you don't feel like that God is directly moving, here's where you have to frame up and prepare a place for him to do something great in your life. And to me, that's like having this building prepared and ready, waiting for the day that the doors will open back up. Listen, it's not always going to happen when we want it to. God does not work in our lifetimes. He does not work in our time. He works in lifetimes. But can you prepare a place for him so that he can be ready for you? I'm kind of reminded of the widow who prepared a place for the prophet, who prepared a place for Isaiah. For Elijah. And when she prepared the room for him, she and her husband made a place and prepared, knocked down a wall, prepared a place and built a place. He didn't live there all the time, but when he came, there was a place for him to be. I said that to say this. Listen, you may not see the move of God happen all the time, but when he does move, have you prepared a place for him to be able to be, that he can be able to be comfortable? He has enough room to do whatever he needs to do. Listen, when Toys R Us comes in, they can't use a little space. They need room. I said that to say, make room for what God is going to do. Make room, make room, make room. Make room. Be confident. Yeah, I know that he can. I know that he will. And so the way that I'm going to prove it is I'm going to erect a place. I'm going to prepare a place for him that where he is, or that where I am in my praise, he can be also. The same way he's preparing a place for us to live with him in eternity. I need you to prepare a place for him right now. Prepare. As a matter of fact, don't just prepare the place, decree a place, break ground in a place, make declarations where you did not before. Challenge yourself to believe God in places and in areas where it seemed like it was hard for you to trust God before. And I promise you, when you do it, he's going to answer. He's going to respond. It may not be when you want it to, but guess what? This Christmas, this place is going to have Jeffrey and all his toys again. Listen, I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear what you think about this one. Again, always, it's 5 Minute Fridays. I love you guys. On Sunday at 10:30, if you go to the Catalyst Facebook page, Catalyst FDT, you can catch us for service at 10:30, and you can catch us for Bible study on Tuesdays at 7:15. Listen, guys, love you. Talk to you later. Bye.